Hey, what's up, everybody? Hans here, coming together tonight to do a fresh crack on a bottle that I picked up a few weeks back. I tell you what, it's been kind of funny. Honestly, I've been getting a lot of feedback on this bottle, um, both good and bad. But I tell you, the ones that are not a fan of this, they're pretty strongly not a fan of this one. So the responses I've received have been a bit funny. Made me laugh, again. Uh, this is anything that you guys have, right? You're always going to have a little bit of a different nose, different profile on these things. So, some people have really enjoyed the flavors and tastes of this bourbon, or this. I shouldn't say bourbon. I'll call it a whiskey. And some people just had one comment tonight, that it was just disgusting. So yeah, there's my expectation, somewhere between disgusting and good flavors. And I'll tell you, to each their own, right? So let's introduce what I'm talking about here, right? So you guys will recall this bottle from a couple weeks back, I guess. I picked it up at Liquor Depot here in the Tampa Bay area during the Old Forester single barrel store pick drop. So grabbed this one off the counter as well. So had a little bit of conversation about this one already. Again, kind of, just throwing it out there. Some people call it the Canadian blends. So, and I think it's more related to the bottle and the Caribou on top. But let's see. So this is the Caribou Crossing. It's a single barrel Canadian whiskey, and it's only 80 proof. So my expectations weren't super high with this one. 80 proof is not just a little bit low, it's very low. Blends comes in at 93 proof, as you can see here on the bottle. In blends, even at 93 proof, it's kind of low. As I mentioned before, I prefer 100 proof, 100 plus proof. But I don't want to discount this bottle. I don't discount the blends. I've had other bottles that are under 100 proof that are a nice drink, right? So to me personally, it's not all about the proof. It's more about the flavors and what I get out of that bottle. So a lot of these drinks, they may not have the proof points that some people are looking for. And if that's what you're after, if you're just after the proof point, then by all means, right? These aren't in your wheelhouse. But if you're after a good drink, something to enjoy, to me, it's just like anything else. Firearms. I've got 22s. I've got 9 mils, 40s, 45s. I've got, rifles from 5.56, 223 up through 30-06 and 308s. So to me, I like having different ranges on the shelf, different options for different different evenings or whatever. So I'm looking forward to this one, right? So there's been a little bit of a hype on this one, and I got to say, it's a really cool bottle. The Caribou up here is pretty awesome. Again, you compare that to the blends horse here. It does not have the letters, so you're not going to be running around trying to collect these to spell Caribou like you do with blends and the horse. So you don't have that bit. This is a Sazerac whiskey. So if you notice the bottle shape, it does have a familiar shape. So again, cool bottle. Came with a cool sack here, right? So again, a little bit of the hype for those of you that have had this. Again, I've seen a pretty wide spectrum of responses to this one. So I am looking forward to trying this and sharing it with you guys. And let's go ahead and dig into this, see what it's all about. So these bottles are kind of cool, right? And it matches up with the blends. We got the little toggles on the back here, toggles on the back. You just grab those and you peel them, right? And it pulls off the wax. So there's the blue ring. I'll tell you, the blue they use on this is pretty vibrant. For any of you guys who have ever done your own little bit of waxing, I'll tell you what, I used some wax, little wax balls or whatever that you order off of Amazon, and you essentially melt them down and dip your bottles in. There's a science to this, right? This is pretty tough, and so to get the kind of look that they had there is pretty awesome. So here's the bottle without the wax ring on it, and let's go ahead and crack this. Okay. So I'll tell you, I mean, you know, my initial take, right? On the nose, it's light. It is light, so 80 proof. You know, my expectations aren't like up here for proof, but some of the notes that I get reminisce. They reminisce with the other bourbons. A little bit of that sweetness. I mean, I think on the nose it's harder for me to pick that up because of the proof point. So I'm curious, how it's going to come across on the palate. I know for me personally, sometimes I get a little bit of a mixed signal as I take it on the nose. I might be picking up like we did a tasting of the Old Forester single barrel the other night, and I was getting a lot of sweeter notes on the nose, and then as I took the drink, took a sip, I got spiciness and oakiness off of the taste. And again, as you're sipping these, if you're able to get the nose as you're tasting it, it really helps combine and mix those flavors, which really gives you that full experience, right? So yeah, I mean, very light on the nose. It's hard for me to pick up much here, but I'm gonna go ahead and pour up a little bit, and you can see, the color wise. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not got a richness to it, but you can definitely tell it's a lighter color. I've had people compare this to like a Crown Royal. Like if you like Crown Royal, this one's a little bit better than that. Me personally, I've not had it, so I don't know what to compare it to. I think that again, each one of these bottles has kind of a different place on the shelf. Like I said, just with firearms, if I'm going to go kill small game, I don't need the 308. If I want just a nice, light, low-proof drink that has some good flavor, I might grab the Caribou. Same thing. So as long as the flavor, works with your profile and what you're going for, to me personally, I'm not worried so much about the proof points. I can go buy higher proof point whiskeys if that's what I'm after. And if it's been one of those kinds of days, I'm not going to grab the Caribou. I'm going to grab Stag or the Old Forester. So I'll tell you what, now that it's opened up a little bit more here in the Glencairn, I do get more on the nose. And I do get a little bit of spiciness off this actually on the nose. I get a little bit of sweetness, like a little bit of like vanilla. And it's not bad. I do get those coming across the nose now that it's opened up here in the Glencairn. So without, dragging this thing out any further, let's go ahead and try a little sip here. All right, so I'm gonna lean with those who have made the comments about this one having good flavors. To me, that drink, it's not overwhelming. 80 proof. It's not gonna end your night early. but it's got great flavor. I actually got quite a bit of floral taste on that one. And I actually smell more of that now too, that I've taken that drink and combined it with the notes and the flavors that I was getting off of that pour. There's a little bit of a floral note there, a little bit of a fruitiness. I'm still getting the vanilla. It's a really nice light drink actually, that I could enjoy sipping on, and I find absolutely nothing wrong with this bottle. Yeah, a different palate on it for sure. It's got a little bit of that sweetness, floral. I'm getting something very floral there. So I will say, I think the Caribou SRP's around $60, $65. Just like anything, right? You know, again, pulling in the blends here, $60, $65 SRP. But for the most part, you guys aren't going to find this at $60, $65. You're going to find it at $125. You know, same with this one. You know, this one was sitting on the shelf or on the counter during the drop. It was $100. And you know, for me, it's the first bottle I've seen sitting on the shelf. So, you know, if you guys haven't had this, if you guys are out on the hunt for this, my personal opinion is, if you come across it, grab it. If you've been looking for it, keep looking for it. It's got a good flavor. It's a nice, easy pour. It's, you know, it's something that I think you guys would enjoy. It's not something that's going to light you up and hit you with a lot of proof. But it's not going to leave you wanting more. It's got good flavor to it. So that's my take on it. Take it for what it's worth. As always, I mean, you know, go out and if you find this behind the bar at a restaurant or something, you know, grab a pour of it there. You know, if you can find it. But again, that's my take on it. I'll gladly have this one out on this shelf. I'll gladly grab it once in a while, and I'll gladly share it with those who come over here and are looking for a drink. And for the remainder of the night, I'm gonna pour out a little bit more of this, and I'm gonna go ahead and pair it tonight with the Monterey Excalibur, the black here, and I'm gonna enjoy a little bit more of this Caribou this evening while I smoke this cigar. And hope you guys have a good night. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Again, just like bringing these to you to share my thoughts on this stuff. You know, sometimes the hype gets you, and you don't even know what you're going for. So, you know, I would say this is worth a buy. I would probably buy it again for $100 if I was out of this bottle. I'm not going to grab another one, more than likely, if I see it out and about. If there's another option there that I've been looking for or would like to have sitting on the shelf that I don't. But there's my take on it, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Share these videos. Drop your comments down below. Let me know where you fall. You know, are you the disgusting side of this thing, or are you I like the flavors? It'd be awesome if it was 20 more proof points. Whatever you guys' thoughts are, go ahead and share them with us in the comment section. And I'm going to get to my cigar here. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a good night. See y'all.